A little old lady lived all by herself, with a table and chair and a jug on the shelf. A wise old man heard her grumble and grouse, "There's not enough room in my house." She said, "Wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze."
Take in your hen,
said the wise old man, "Take in my hen, what a curious plan." Well, the hen laid an egg on the fireside rug and flapped round the room, knocking over the jug. The little old lady cried, "What shall I do? It was poky for one and it's tiny for two. My nose has a tickle and there's no room to sneeze. My house is a squash and a squeeze."
Hello. I'm going to show you one of the things I like to do. I like to make up my own recipes with what I have on hand in the refrigerator or in my cupboards or whatever, and I don't always go, when I do look at recipes, I don't always go by the recipe. But today I thought I would do something different with the spaghetti squash. This is a very small one. You can see where it says spaghetti squash. Hopefully you can see that. A lot of people will cook up a spaghetti squash and just put spaghetti sauce on it, you know, and to me, number one, that's boring, but there are so many more different things you can do with the squash. I mean, it's naturally sweet. And so, today I think I'm going to do something sweet with it, make it like into a little dessert with what I have on hand. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and wash it. I'm going to take the innards out of it, you know, and certainly take away this sticker. And once I get that off of there, I'm doing this one-handed while trying to hold the camera. But anyway, let me get this prepped and get my ingredients out, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so you can see here I've got the spaghetti squash. It's a very small one. Like I said, it's only two of us, and really I'm just using it to make like a dessert type dish. And you know, there's plenty of nutrients that you can get out of there. So anyway, I decided I'm just going to stuff it with raisins and kind of make it sweet. So here's my raisins. How much to use? Well, let's see. I'm doing this one-handed. Maybe about a half a package. Yeah, that's good. About half a package. That's 12 ounces, so I'm going to say about 6 ounces. My hands are clean, by the way. And, you know, I'm the one that's going to eat it. And that's probably more than enough. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of spices in it. I'm going to use pumpkin pie spice because it has, you know, some of the main ingredients that you would use. It's got pumpkin spice. Pumpkin pie spice is made up of cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, allspice. And that's what I'm going to use. And I'm just going to give it just, you know, a little sprinkle, about that much. That's good. I'm going to put a little bit of vinegar, or not vinegar. I'm looking at a bottle of vinegar to the side of me because I'm thinking I've got to make my vinegar shots. But anyway, so I'm just using vanilla and about maybe that much. I'd say that's a good tablespoon and a half, give or take. Then I am going to put some honey. Let's see, about maybe a tablespoon and a half to 2 tablespoons worth. I'm guessing, kinda. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Now, remind you all that I'm not going by any particular recipe I found. I'm just throwing this together with stuff I have on hand. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some flour, all-purpose flour in here because it's going to be kind of bready, and the flour will soak up the juices too. So this is like a, you know, about 4 of these equal 1 cup. So let's put in about 3/4. About 3 of those. So that's equal to about 3/4 of a cup. And you know what? I forgot my egg. So I'm going to put an egg in here also, stir it up, and we'll go from there. Got my egg. Trying to do this one-handed like. Okay, so I put my egg in there. And then I'm going to give it a good stir and mix all these things together, making sure that egg gets in there really good. And then after I stuff them, I'll be right back. Okay, so I got the butter out, and what I did with the dough is I added about a tablespoonful of water to it because it was still too crumbly, and I made it to where it was like a thick, like a cookie dough consistency, and I put it inside the spaghetti squash and topped it with a little pat of butter. Okay, and that's why I showed you the butter, because, you know, that's important. Now what I'll do is I want it to kind of steam cook, so it'll be like a little, like a pudding type deal, like a bready pudding or something. That's the consistency I'm going for. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water down in the bottom of the pan. Now you could use, you know, there's a lid for it. I'm going to use the lid and put it in the oven at about 350. And I'm going to bake it probably, I'm going to guess it's going to be an hour, give or take, but we'll see. If you don't have a pan with a lid like this, you know, definitely use aluminum foil before you put it in the oven, because the idea is you want to oven steam cook it. And that's what I'm going for. And so I just kind of prepped it to do this video. So I'm going to go back to doing something else for a while probably. Or I might even show you what I'm cooking for dinner to go, you know, to eat before this. And yeah, you know, why not? I might do that. You know, I'm just going to make just rice-a-roni, which is red beans and rice, and I'm going to just kind of, you know, take some boneless, skinless chicken that's, you know, whatever, and just kind of toss it together. I think that's what I'm going to do. But if I put it on this video, I guess you'll see. So anyway, that's my spaghetti squash dessert. I really haven't given it a name because I'm just the kind of person that cooks by just, you know, just what flavors do I like? What do I think would go good together? And spaghetti squash isn't just for putting spaghetti sauce on. To be honest with you, I've had it that way before. I didn't like it. You know, but that's me. Somebody else might think spaghetti squash with sauce on top is wonderful. You know, a nice alternative to spaghetti. But, you know, I mean, spaghetti squash kind of has a sweet taste of its own. And, you know, get crazy with food. You know, as a matter of fact, that's what I might start calling my videos, since this is my first one that I'm doing about my personal recipes. Get crazy with food. Yeah, why not? Get crazy with your food. And so I'm going to go ahead and stop this right here, and when it comes out of the oven, we'll see what it looks like, and we'll even give it a taste. Okay, I just took it out of the oven, and you can see it's kind of golden, and the raisins are plumped up. I probably could have cut the amount of raisins by half, but that's okay. And it smells wonderful, and I'm thinking this would be great with some Cool Whip on it, or whipped cream of some sort, which I don't have any. But, like I said, this recipe is, you know, one I just came up with, like I always do. And I'd like to say that going back, I had to leave it in an hour and a half, covered. I think for the last 5 minutes I uncovered it so it would get a little bit more golden on top. So let's give it a try and see what it tastes like. Let's get some of that wonderful squash itself in there. Let's see, I'm going to take this. It's hot, so when it's hot, you know. Well, good. Really good. Anyway, I think the one thing I would do different as I take another bite. It is good though. I think I would cut down on the raisins a little bit and the flour. It's a little bit bready. I probably would put a little bit more water in the dough than the 2 tablespoons. Not much. But it's good. So, anyway, got a mouthful now. It's good. Definitely some whipped cream would make it better. You know, I may do this recipe again. I may play with it. You know, certainly if you make it, you know, change up the ingredients, put whatever spices in it that you might like, and let me know. Okay, now I was gonna do a dinner, but that may be a separate video. I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm even making yet. I've got chicken in there and some other things, and I don't know. Just gonna take some time to think about it. But anyway, here's your recipe. I'll put the recipe of what I used in this in the comment section. Well, above the comment section in the description. And then you can leave a comment if you try it and you like it, or if you changed anything or want to add something or whatever. You know, post your ideas and, you know, tell me what you like to do. And, you know, I hope you like this. This would make a really good breakfast. I think you can even make the dough part ahead of time. And really working with squash is easy. You just cut it out, cut it in half, take the seeds out, and just go with it. And there's all kinds of different things you can do with different squashes. And I just really love this spaghetti squash. It's, you know, it's really good. Anyway, later on, happy eating.
My house is a squash and a squeeze, and she said,
Wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze.